Welcome, RIT Esports friends and family! The Grand Finals is here, ECAC Spring 2026. It's nearing its close, and our Division 1 side, RIT Orange, have a chance to win the whole event. I'm Spuddy FC, joining me here is Puppet. We've got a big best of 7 here, and for obvious reasons, it's the biggest, the most important of the season. Win, and you're champions of ECAC.
Yeah, it's always so exciting getting into grand finals. Everybody loves it. Everybody wants to be here. And, there's always a little bit more pressure. Everybody's going to be a little bit on edge, but we're looking to get some great gameplay here from the number 2 seed RIT Orange and the number 5 seed UKY Blue.
Yeah, you mentioned as well our opponents, University of Kentucky, the Wildcats on the other side. Their run has been incredible, to say the very least. Just watching them through playoffs, they had to take down the number 1 overall seed in Messiah University, a team that even gave us some troubles in the regular season. We went 6-0. Our bracket was expected. Theirs was anything but. So for them, they've got the similar story. They've got the run. They've got the results. They've won their last couple weeks in a row at this point. They're solid, to say the very least. They definitely deserve this spot, even with the first part of their regular season being as troubling as it was, having a not great 4-2 record. It's not a bad record. It'll get you into playoffs. But 4-2 records rarely ever make these kind of runs. They're here now in the grand finals. They have their chance to win just as much as we do. And with one best of 7 to go, now we decide to put it to the side of who's going to win, who's going to lose. And I mean, we had results against this team earlier. We played against UKY Blue earlier. For UKY, not only is this a match of them proving that underdogs can get the job done, but also potentially revenge against the team that gave them a loss in the first week of the season.
Yeah, there's always when you meet somebody that you lost to during the group stage, you always have a little bit of extra, momentum or, desire to win, get that revenge. It's always a little bit extra for the competitors, just especially, the names, who you want to, maybe you want to target, you want to beat. It's always exciting. And then, you mentioned UKY's run through the playoffs, but I've heard that RIT also had a really interesting run through the playoffs. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, their first round was against University of Delaware. That was a match that, if we lost, I would have been very surprised about. We destroyed that team in the regular season, and we did the same thing there in playoffs. 4-1. It was a little tougher, but we got it done. The second round, though, was the impressive one. Juniata College, I mentioned before. As well, there's a couple teams that gave us issues. Messiah was one, Juniata was the other. They're the number 3 seed. They gave us some problems. That went the distance to 7. Much like our match against UKY Blue in week 1 also went the distance to game 7. That only makes me think that this grand finals could also see the same thing happening. If it's gone the distance before, it could go the distance again. The question really comes down to now is who can play well under that pressure, because so often we see grand finals where they should be close, but one team can't live up to the pressure, can't live up to the hype, and falls apart. If that happens here, this could be a very short grand finals.
Yeah, we're gonna want to see. I'm really hoping for a long game here, make it 7. But I wouldn't mind a quick RIT victory. Just saying. But as far as what we're gonna see tonight, what do you think is how maybe have these teams improved since their first meeting? Do you think we're going to see a bit of a different display from the first game?
Well, for RIT Orange specifically, the big question this season for them was Jakob, being a newer addition to this D1 roster. He's had time to work with this team. He worked with them last semester as well, but last semester is entirely new to them. And having to fit with a duo as long-standing as Sean and Yamar as well, the experience that those two have had time with each other, definitely is always awkward. But at this point in the season, it's about kind of not only getting better with adding in Jakob, but really establishing what your team wants to do, what kind of playstyle you want. Spring, teams are always better in spring because you've had time to work, and teams rarely ever change in between semesters, at least with RIT. Teams typically don't change all too often, especially when you get to like the D1, D2, D3 sides. They don't change that much. Teams below them can, teams above them typically don't, and Orange is no different than that. They didn't change between fall and spring. That meant they had time to work with getting Jakob acclimated, even more so to this roster, because so often it takes a few months for a player to get fully acclimated to a team, for you to fully understand what you're doing, what you want to do. For Orange, they did a little bit of practicing as well during the season, so it allowed it to be a little bit faster, but spring was really where they could not only learn about Jakob, but they could kind of put that behind them and say, now that we know how Jakob wants to play, now we know how everybody wants to play, how do we now kind of establish consistency and a consistent high level? Because in spring, as I said, everybody gets better, and what you want to really see in spring more than anything else is improvement. Orange last semester didn't do all that well. They made the playoffs, but I think they only made it into playoffs in ECAC, and they lost in the first round. This time around, they didn't make it into playoffs either for PCL. PCL is not really their league, obviously, but ECAC is. They've improved in ECAC. They've definitely done better, but Now is the chance to see if you can get yourself some glory, some wins, and for Sean specifically, a departing trophy here. This is his last match for RIT Orange, and boys, are going to be huge for him here as we get into our series. One best of 7 to decide. It's University of Kentucky, the Wildcats on the blue. It's the RIT Orange, Rochester Institute of Technology Tigers on the other side, the orange side of the field. One best of 7, one chance to be champions of ECAC.
Yeah, we're gonna start getting into the action. Just right now, starting on the UKY side, but we're kind of just seeing some early movement as we move. RIT looking the front of the field. That's Spence. So what kind of players, as we just kind of get started here, what kind of players are we really looking to make big moves here?
Well, again, on RIT Orange's side, because, I mean, I don't know this UKY team that well, but I know RIT Orange quite well. We've seen them a couple times already in both leagues. The player to really look at to see if they can pop off will be Yam. Yam's really mechanical. They can do a lot of crazy things on their own. And I mentioned before the stream started to you as well, one of the ways that teams will beat each other at this level is with individual efforts. Yam is a player that can do that, and you're going to see him do that. So often we see RIT Orange hype up Yam because he can do some pretty incredible stuff. So often, though, we see him kind of fall quiet. He can be inconsistent at times, and especially in the grand finals where there's all this pressure, inconsistency can really show here when you aren't feeling your best. That's going to be a miss for Sean. Spencer's going to get goal 1, and I said inconsistency. RIT Orange normally don't panic, but you see Yam and Jakob in the same place. Sean doesn't have the read, and it's a bit of a collapse early for RIT Orange. That's what happens when you're under pressure, not only from UKY Blue, but from the series as a whole.
Yeah, that's going to be tough facing the pressure here as RIT will start off down, but they still have 3.5 minutes to work with, so we'll try and get that little bit of an attempt there, and we're still on the UKY side, but yeah, starting off the first point on the UKY team, RIT going to have to work just a little bit harder to take this advantage back.
Off the corner will be for Chipmunk. Now it's sent away by Blugo. Off the corner for Sean. Jakob will follow forward, and in goes Yam. One touch of the back wall. Not a play there. It's a tough play for UKY Blue. Great job from Blugo to get up in time. Now Sean goes again. His last match for RIT Orange will be faced up for Yam. Dunk away. RIT still on this thing, but not able to break through the stone wall defense of UKY Blue. Chipmunk to the corner. Will be kept away by Sean for now. Yam to follow. RIT with room. Spence isn't going to go up for this. Jakob's there off the post. Follow-up is wide from Yam. He had a great look at it as well, but an open net chance. He couldn't put it in, and RIT Orange still searching for goal 1.
They had a lot of pressure there, but just couldn't find the right angle as they got another chance here. Oh, blocked by Chipmunk. It's a good bit of defense, but they still have a little bit to go. There's going to be a demo there on Chipmunk. 2 minutes 30 right now. Just trying to strategize here.
Ooh, double commit there. That's going to make things a bit open for UKY. 2-on-1 now. Spence, back wall. Oh, they gave him room. Chipmunk's going to score this one. All right, the Orange didn't jump for it, and UKY Blue. At this rank level, you cannot let players have the back wall for free. A gimme for University of Kentucky.
Yeah, seems like a little bit of a positioning concerns here right now for RIT. So we're going to have 2 minutes to put up 2 points.
I think the real problem for RIT Orange is the fact they haven't scored yet in this game. They've had so many good-looking chances. They've had open nets. They've had shots swing off the post, off the bar, and kept away by University of Kentucky defenders as that might go in! Oh, what a pinch from Jakob! Well, they've broken down the wall. Jakob's brought the sledgehammer, and RIT Orange are right back in it. I mentioned earlier about how not scoring... Well, I was going to mention how not scoring can make teams frustrated, can make them overcommit, can make them play over-confidently, over-aggressively. Well, a goal there, that should convince RIT Orange they don't need to be super heavy on those commits. They don't need to send 2 players up for everything. They just need to play a smart, consistent game. What they're doing now can work so long as they're able to put in their shots.
Yeah, it's the first round of the best of 7. So just try and stay happy and not worry about it too much. So you still got a minute left to put up more points. We're going to be still on the UKY side, trying to put pressure over here, and it's kind of been a generally defensive story.
Yam now looking for that second touch. Instead, he'll play it under Spence, who never was fooled for a second in that play. Yam again. He's got Jakob Witt on the back wall. This could be a back pass. Not able to get around it there. Chipmunk will send it away. Now up is Blugo. Yam again. RIT Orange have had the majority of this game in the blue half of the field. They've been playing offense for most of it, and yet UKY has done just enough to keep them out for now, but a 1-goal lead may not stand forever. 60 seconds left in game 1 here on Manfield Night will be spent. Played away by Sham. Jakob's got to go for this thing. Time is running out for RIT. Jakob not on target. Will be sent away. Jakob might be called in again. He's got Jan in the midfield. Up goes Sean. Chipmunk will hold it away. Still room for RIT Orange. They'll have to challenge here. That's gone the wrong direction. Jakob will take it. Trying to pinch this one out. Will be sent away by Spence. And in goes Sean once more. Orange to the up the field. Up for Yam.
Gonna be
He'll
feeling
take the
the
challenge. Time running out here as well, Puppet. They've got to get a chance. They've not been able to get a clear line of sight to the net right now, and UKY Blue is doing a great job at forcing them to play further out, forcing them to take chances further away from the net to give UKY defense more time to save the ball.
Yeah, it's going to be coming down to the last 10 seconds here for RIT to score. We got it on the blue side, but in the position they're at, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get it, and Spence pushes it away. It's going to be really tough right now for RIT in the air, and that's going to be it. First round going to UKY Blue 2-1. How do you feel about that game, and what are RIT going to be feeling, what they need to adjust?
It started a little nervy for RIT Orange. You saw that first goal come in, a couple mistakes, a couple awkward rotations. Jam specifically really felt antsy at the beginning of that game. By the end of it, you saw them calm down, you saw them get into it. But the shot total, I know we don't have it on screen, 8 shots to 4 in favor of RIT Orange. They doubled the output of UKY Blue, and yet they only scored once. They've had chances this game. They cannot say they didn't have chances to tie this game up. It just is when it mattered most. That final minute, UKY with a masterful job at wasting time, at not letting RIT Orange get a clear shot. RIT Orange waiting, and I like that they're waiting. They're not just taking shots. You will not win taking shots. You need to take the right shots. The problem is they've had those shots. They've had their chances. Going into game 2, the question now is, under nerves, can they finish the ball? Because right now, they were inconsistent. They had their chances. They couldn't score all of them. Going to game 2, that's what needs to improve, that accuracy.
Yeah, that can definitely happen, going into the grand finals, the first round. You can kind of feel a little bit, unsure. But usually, within a couple minutes, you're back into it. You're feeling good. You're feeling, right as a team. So we'll go ahead and get back into the next map soon. But yeah, so starting off UKY with the first round.
Game 2 up next, and for UKY Blue, a great chance to go up 2-0 to really put RIT Orange behind the 8 ball here, but RIT, I love what I saw from offense. I mentioned before, midfield control will win these kind of matchups. They had the majority of the control in the midfield. They just couldn't put in the shots then when it mattered, and going into game 2, it's going to be much the same question mark I have for RIT Orange. Can they finish their shots, and can Yam find a way to stand tall, stand ahead? A lot of room has been given by UKY Blue, but none very close to the net. For RIT Orange, the question now comes down to either how they put better shots on, or how do you break that defensive line? How can you find a way to get the ball in front of UKY Blue and make them earn those saves? 30 seconds in, not much going for RIT Orange. They still haven't been able to adjust fully, but again, if they can just get shots on net and get them on early, not look too as nervous as they did at the start of game 1, this kind of sustained pressure will win you games.
Yeah, Chipmunk been playing some nice defense. We're going to be back again on the UKY side. It feels like it's mostly been on the UKY side, but RIT just haven't really been able to get those shots. So kind of looking for a nice setup here for RIT. Still staying on the UKY side. Cruiser should be able to push it back a little bit here.
And it will now be up off the back wall. Blue go again. Sean will take the ball away. Room for RIT Orange. In the midfield, waiting is Yam. Chipmunk will take, and a very aggressive challenge from Jakob. If they don't get that ball, that's a goal the other way for UKY. Nace Mill may get a goal.
Oh.
Chipmunk just wide of the net. Almost a great-looking chance there. You saw Cruiser waiting behind them as well. They could have gotten the rebound had that ball bounced freely. Still, RIT Orange need to be careful of those counterattacks. UKY clearly don't mind waiting. They don't mind waiting and playing a patient game. They realized, I think, they're not going to win by holding the midfield. The only way they're going to win is by getting counterattacks. Is Jakob trying once more. RIT Orange too slow to challenge. Chipmunk will look to clear it away here. Room for the number 2 seat. Infield pass, 1 off 2. Now it's Jakob for number 3 to the side wall. Chipmunk has it away, and RIT Orange double commit here. 2 players jump again. Yam in the middle of things. Whether it's a good idea or not, we still have to wait to see, but those double commits can be a real problem in the midfield. If you jump at the wrong time, that can leave UKY Blue on counterattacks, and that's exactly what they want right now. They want to wait for those chances, they want to wait for those counter plays, those odd man rushes. If they get those, expect them to score.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird spot. We're looking halfway through the second game. No scores on the board yet as we move towards RIT position. Let's see what they can do, keeping it out of the field mostly for UKY, going back to the RIT side.
Midfield for Cruiser,
There's a shot.
That's off. It's in for Chipmunk. Goal 1 for UKY, RIT Orange. As expected, sent a lot of players upfield, and Yam, not able to get the read, went for the boost instead. Those are the kind of decisions that will cost you here, and RIT Orange, again, really aggressive. Once more, like last game, I mentioned before last game the issue of not being able to score, of getting over aggressive. Feels like RIT Orange is doing that again here, and I mean, this game has been as close as it has been. They've had less shots overall, and it feels like it's getting more and more frustrating for them to find chances. They got to find a way to break UKY Blue, or else time will become an issue for them. Even down by 1 goal, we've already seen UKY Blue prove they don't need much to win.
Yeah, they're going to be looking to still add some more here, though. Going to be on the UKY side. Looking for a chance here is Yam.
Now Jakob. Oh man, what a great shot that is. Straight on top of Chipmunk. Again, UKY just not leaving right now. Maybe RIT Orange need to resort to some demolition efforts, getting rid of the defense. Right now, they've been going for a lot of passing, a lot of team chemistry, but UKY Blue have proven they don't have a problem waiting, as that's an unfortunate touch, and a wide open net for Chipmunk. Oh, he missed it! It still goes in. He almost hit at wide right, but Jakob, I don't know what that plan was. It initially looked like he was trying to find a back pass to Sean, but clearly not on the same page, and not what he had in mind. RIT Orange getting really aggressive right now, and still it doesn't work. That tells me it's not the issue right now isn't the players, it's the offensive strategy. They've got to change their strategy, because UKY have proven they can absolutely match the RIT Orange rotations.
Yeah, RIT on the pressure now with the time. He's got 1 minute 20 left to find 2 points, so we're going to see that. And one thing oh, there it is! That's the point for RIT. Big score from Jakub, sorry.
It was a bit of a mistake from Chipmunk,
yeah.
But RIT Orange need anything they can get at this point. Clearly the series has not been kind to them offensively, and UKY, it's rare to see them make a mistake considering how much defense they played and how consistent they have been.
Yeah.
But 73 seconds now. RIT Orange have a chance, but this feels so eerily similar to last game. They couldn't score in the final minute of the last game. Can this game be any different? Sean trying for a first chance. Jan will follow up. Up goes Jakob. Back wall.
Oh.
Second touch. He's got through Chipmunk. The shot. The score. Sean in his last game for RIT. What a way to tie things in game 2.
That was absolutely beautiful. Just so elegant. Jakob double off the back with Sean following up. That'll tie up the game at 2 with a minute left on the clock.
Talk about clutch efforts from Sean, the team captain. I don't know how well he's known for his scoring, but what he is known for is he's known to, again, be here as long as he happened. He's a consistent player, that's to say the very least, but oh, now it's 2-on-1. Cruiser bumped out the way. Chipmunk can't push. Well-timed bump there for Orange will at least slow down the UKY offense for now. Chipmunk, no play in the route, will be a very weak touch for Spence, and here goes Jam. He's been very quiet this game. Infield now for Spence. Chipmunk, 30 seconds to go. Any goal can win it here, and all UKY Blue is doing is waiting and seeing if pressure will break RIT once more. Sean, Jakob, looking midfield. Up is Yam. Here's his chance. Saved away. Follow up. Yam breaks through. Has he done it in game 2?
Yam silent a little bit through these games, but he will put up the 3rd point for RIT, and that might be it enough with 15 seconds left on the clock. Let's see what UKY can try to do. RIT just going to play it to keep this lead.
Time running low.
Oh, Chipmunk has it. Might have a chance here.
Now it's Cruiser, Jakob, and Sean both talking about who wants to go. UKY have one last chance in this game. They got to keep the ball up. That will not happen in game 2. This series is tied at 1. RIT Orange with a welcomed comeback to form. It felt so eerily similar to game 1, but at the end of the game, clutch from the players. Clutch from Yam, clutch from Sean especially. And now RIT Orange have given themselves a chance of proving they can take 1. Now the question is, can they take 3 more?
Yeah, it was a nice streak of three right there in there in the last like 2 minutes or so. Just keeping it, keeping their heads in the game, keeping the offense up, and everybody contributing. Sean, Jakub, Yam, or Jan, and it's really exciting. We're going to be tied at the series, so we're moving to game 3. Let's see what UKY will bring it back. There's a little bit of maybe some defensive errors around that minute point that might have given RIT a little bit of an advantage there. We'll see how they adjust.
Yeah, you said as well, maybe UKY let the pressure get the better of them. One thing that is true about this game, less shots from RIT Orange, 5 this game, compared to 8 from last game. That tells me this team, they're playing a very patient game. They're waiting. The big concern, though, still for RIT Orange is that if they get too antsy and they send too many players upfield. They did that a couple times this game, and they got burned on it. Mm-hmm. I can't exactly say it's guaranteed they're going to come back like they did this game, like in our next couple games. Now it comes down to taking the lead early. Don't let UKY take an edge, and definitely don't give them those 1-away 2-on-1 chances. What they're waiting for right now is counterattacks. Last thing RIT Orange should do is give it to them on overcommits to offense.
Yeah, hopping into the game 3 here. Let's see if RIT can take their first lead early on. We'll start on watching RIT try and move up the field. We're looking at the midfield right now. Jakub moving in. Spence with a bit of a chance. He'll not find anything. Chipmunk. Not looking too bad. But RIT clearing it.
We've mentioned Chipmunk's name a lot so far, and I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that he has been a pretty reliable player for UKY Blue defensively. Offensively, though, has been a bit of a different story for him. Chipmunk's really playing more of that midfield type role. They're starting to shift. By the end of the last game, you saw them have consistent time upfield. They're realizing they can't play counterattack. RIT off the crossbar. In is Yam. 1 goal, the lead. And for the first time tonight, RIT Orange start a game with scoring, not the other way around.
Yeah, that's pretty big. 40 seconds in. Yam going to find the first one. Not bad defense from UKY Blue, but maybe just not right in the spots they need to be. So RIT going to be up 1-0 now.
Yeah, just that bounce off the crossbar, so tough to read. They didn't have the time to read it. That's how RIT Orange can bring that follow-up. If that ball goes above the bar, you're seeing a much slower RIT Orange, a much more cautious one as well. Here goes Cruiser. That's going to be wide of the net. And RIT Orange will stay with it as well. Jakub. Chipmunk now. Not able to get that second touch. Will be left for Yam. Already a clutch start for Yam, as now it's played up for Jakub. Flip reset. He's got another touch as well. Chipmunk will get there. Sean looking to outplay Spence. Won't happen, but look at how high up they are. Boost firmly in favor of RIT Orange. As long as they keep taking the resources in the corners, in the middle of the field, UKY Blue's going to be left on little, and you're going to start seeing them make mistakes and start seeing them give more room to RIT.
Yeah, and I've been really liking this mid-play field from Yam. He's just been had such good ball control for RIT. Here we see Jakub slowing down a little bit. There's going to be a chance here for UKY as we move to the RIT side, but RIT staying consistent on the defense. They've definitely adjusted their defense a little bit, keeping good look here. Shot from Jakub, a little bit off. So here's Sean.
And here's a chance. Flip reset. He won't find the target there. What
Awkward
a touch
spot
for Yam. That one could have gone in easily had he not gotten that play there. And UKY still stuck defensively. Jakub's going to leave it. Yam takes his call. And it will be Sean now to answer. Up the midfield. He'll find the dunk on Spence. I don't think he actually wanted that touch. And here goes Cruz. Under 1. Pinched away by Yam, who's had quite the glow up this game defensively. For a player who was so quiet in the first 2 games, he's now center stage, and for all the right reasons. Bumped away though. Here goes 1-on-1. It's Cruz on the back wall. That's around Jakub. Follow-up shot not taken. Too slow for UKY. The Wildcats will have to go back to defense. Yam. Oh, it's a fake. Sean can't put it on target. In goes Jakub to the back wall. No one's there. Drop down in front. Chipmunk gets to it first. Spence will follow up. RIT Orange still have the possession. They have not let UKY Blue have more than a couple fleeting moments upfield. And as time keeps ticking, it feels like so long as they can keep doing this, that second goal is inevitable.
Yeah, I still want another goal here for RIT, as there's still 2 minutes left with only 1 advantage. So they're keeping the pressure though on UKY. It's been really aggressive the whole game. And here we have a chance from Jakub. Doesn't quite land it. Here's Yam, just playing defensive now.
Cleared away as well. UKY, another double commit here. Now it's their time to panic under the pressure. What will they do? They're going to have to play aggressively here and start to take chances Only one goal up, though. Like you said it, no lead, no one-goal lead is ever safe as long as there's still time on that clock. Oh, and what an outplay here. Chipmunk. Not a great touch. Will be followed up by Spence.
Sean
Not
in
an
the goal.
easy play for Sean. He nearly fell back into his own net trying to get that one, but saved for now. The closest chance of the game so far for University of Kentucky.
Yeah,
Infield.
Still feels
Sean.
like UKY have pressure there. We've seen Chipmunk be relentless, though. And he'll keep going. Spence in the air now. It's a decent shot, and oh no, there's not an RIT player there for it.
That was Yom's play as well. He just didn't have the boost. You can see him going to the back wall. He hesitated, though, going up to the back wall. He didn't know what UKY was going to do. Sometimes you'll see players pass from that position. Sometimes you'll see them go to the ceiling and try to take a play in midfield. He waited, and it cost him badly there. And really, the sad thing for Yom there is he absolutely should have gone to the back wall. Not because he needed to save that play, but because Jakob was right behind him. He didn't have to go, but here's his return. Bump will not go in. Can RIT Orange recover from their past mistakes? Jakob.
Add a minute left. On RIT's side, they'll clear it. No worries. But can they find another goal in the 40 seconds left of this Game 3? We're still tied up in the series. This will be a nice big advantage. We're on the UKY side here. See what Yom can do. We'll fall back. Clears it from Chipmunk.
Very passive right now from both these teams. No one wants to make a mistake. Oh, but no mistake there. Jakob sends it to the left side of the goal, and UKY with no chance. What a beautiful shot. And reminder, it's grand finals. I can't imagine the nerves he felt going for that play.
Jakob in such a great spot there, too, and that's going to put RIT up with 1 goal. 25 seconds left. Let's see what UKY can push if they can try and get a goal here. It's going to be tough, though, with the time pressure. Jakob in the air, just trying to keep the time going. He might even have a chance here. Chipmunk on the defense will be fine. But the time pressure for UKY once again, too familiar. See, and there might even be more for RIT. That's going to be Yom! Putting RIT up. There's no chance now for UKY.
6 seconds, you said it. That should end the game right there. RIT are going to take serious advantage now. 2-1 up after dropping Game 1 as well in a 1-goal difference. This game was better than the last one. They're improving every single game. It feels like they're getting better and better and better. This game, virtually not much to talk about for UKY. Their offense just couldn't get things started. But here in Game 3, RIT Orange have not only slowed down the UKY Blue, they have put it to a screeching halt at points. At points this game, UKY went minutes, it felt like, away from reasonable offense. That's Game 3, 2-1 up. RIT Orange, 2 wins away from the championship victory.
Yeah, RIT now up in the series. We hope that it is once you're up, maybe there might be a new set of nerves that come in. But I think RIT have been playing a lot better since that first game. A little bit more in the right positions, looking for the right spots. And UKY just kind of fallen a little bit behind on some of these defensive plays. I think we'll kind of see. Hope they can adjust how they move here.
Yeah, I mean, compared to Game 2, I think that was just RIT Orange getting better, not UKY Blue getting worse. It was RIT Orange just kind of feeling good. You saw everybody get involved in one way or another. Yom stepped up. We needed to see him show up. This has been his best game so far tonight. We're going to need to see more of that. I said it before. One of the issues with Yom, he's a great player, but he's inconsistent. So he needs to play well if they're going to take this championship. Fortunately for Game 1 and Game 2, Sean and Jakob did a lot of the work for him. But by the end of Game 2, you saw him show us what his form can be. Game 3, now we get to see what Yom can do for a full 5 minutes. Keep it going, and RIT Orange will be champions.
Yeah, I've been liking this play a lot from Yom, though. Just had the little moment of hesitation that gave UKY their score in that game. But generally, the shots from Yom, I think, have been really great in that last game.
The scary part about Yom is that if he is given room, and UKY might have to start giving him room if their boost keeps getting taken, he will find ways to get the ball through you. He may not score necessarily with what he does, because he's oftentimes the first player to play upfield, but he will force players out of the position, set things up for Sean and Jakob, who, as we've seen already from this series, will absolutely have no problem taking goals when they're given to them here. So we'll see how this game can go. Already a strong-looking start for RIT Orange, and one of the big differences from last game is the fact that they scored first as well.
Right.
So for RIT, the Tigers, that was one of the biggest advantages for them, was that first goal, putting UKY Blue behind. For UKY, their defensive playstyle, it's not going to work so well if they're losing initially. So if RIT Orange, that first goal, crucial, because if they can get it, they really put UKY in a lot of pressure, and their playstyle for UKY will have to adjust because of it.
Yeah, we'll see moving into Game 4. Just been some fairly solid defense from RIT. There's Yam keeping it out. But so far we've been mostly on the RIT side, so we'll see if RIT can get a little bit more offensive pressure here. Jakub, good block.
1 minute gone. UKY still waiting here as it's Jakub who will look to the midfield line. RIT have not been able to break out, and here goes a bump. That net's vulnerable, and it will be saved away by Jan. Spence, follow up. Yam's there as well, right in front of the net. Sean's got to go for this one. UKY are doing a great job at taking time. This, at least compared to last game, already looking a whole lot better offensively, and we were only just a minute in, but here goes RIT. No bump in front. Sean's got no boost, so he needs Jakub behind him, and soon. Double commit, though. RIT can break away from this. Jakub and Sean, 2-on-1. 50-50 taken to the corner. Will be up. Off the back wall. It is not a pass, and it's a play that Jakub would have loved to take the chance on, but he's just not in the right spot. Here goes Yam. Back wall. Yam with room. The fake play. Sean, top right. RIT Orange with pinpoint accuracy.
Great fake out there from Yam. Sean looking for the cleanup in the back, and he will find it. That puts RIT up 1-0 now with 3 minutes left on the clock. Saw a little mistake there from UKY. RIT didn't really punish off it, but they were able to eventually find it. So we'll see how UKY adjusts. They got to keep up the offensive pressure, which they kind of were struggling with at the start of the game. So we'll see what they can find here.
Remember how last game had a whole couple of minutes where nobody got a goal afterwards? That's where it feels like we're in right now. RIT Orange trying to make it a quick one, though. Yam, reset. Sean, just wide of the net. I would have liked to see Yam not go for the flip there and let Sean take the shot. He was in a much better position. Now the other way.
Ooh.
Bullet to the nets. It is UKY with an answer.
Yeah, a bit of a tough spot there for RIT, and they just leave the net open there. Cruiser will take it. So we're going to be tied up now at the 3-minute point. And now pressure's back on RIT. That they were up and they felt like they could play a bit more defensive, but now they got the pressure back to get to the goals. So we'll see Spence with our bit of early pressure now. Sean keeping it out, no problem. As Chipmunk moves in, I feel like I've been seeing a little bit less of Chipmunk since the first couple games. We'll see how we can get back into this.
I wonder if you think that's because UKY as a whole is getting better. They're not so reliant on Chipmunk. Or it's because Chipmunk's not playing as well as they maybe do, not playing the same role. What do you think is making that difference? Is it an RIT, is it a UKY team adjusting, playing more like a team, or is it Chipmunk who just hasn't been able to show the same consistency as he did before?
I think it could realistically be both. I think RIT has been taking a lot of spotlight anyway, but I do think UKY maybe just trying to give a bit more spotlight to Cruiser. I don't think Chipmunk has really degraded too much. I think, just trying to play maybe a little bit more a team game.
I wonder if part of that's also because this game has gotten more offensive in type, as that almost went in. I missed off the back wall. I didn't think there was a chance UKY would miss that one. Now they go the other way. I think a lot of it, though, is the fact that this game is much more offensively focused. UKY can't rely on playing defensively anymore to win them these games. They've got to take chances here, and they're definitely getting close. RIT have had this has been the most offensive game they've had so far. Missing the front. Oh, it's off the crossbar. Yam. Somehow he disrupted the defense. Or I should say the offense of UKY. I have no clue how he got there. And RIT survive. Just barely, though. They're hanging on by a thread. This amount of defense for them is just not healthy. They've got to get out soon. They've got to get a lead soon.
Yeah, RIT got to get something going because Yam can't pull out magic tricks for all day. So RIT got to put something in the goal here. Moving into the 1-minute point, still tied up. On the UKY side, Yam get some pressure, but Chipmunk here for this. Back to the center.
And another really aggressive infield pass for RIT Orange. Anytime they're going for those passes, that last player doesn't have the boost. So pay attention whenever RIT Orange goes for that. If those passes don't connect, expect an immediate counterattack for UKY. RIT, though, still not showing any signs of nerves, although they've got to be feeling it here. That's a play off the back wall. Will be an easy touch for Cruz. As Jakub up the corner. Cleared away by Chipmunk. RIT, look at how far back they all are. They are not willing to take chances, and here goes UKY. 30 seconds to go to tie the series at 2 after 4 games each. Match point on the line here for RIT Orange if they can take the win in this game. And well, only time will tell if it's overtime that ends this thing or if someone will have a late game winner. Pinch across. No play for Spence on that one. Yam's going to force him out. In goes Sean. Jakub all alone upfield. Yam gets the bump. It's off the back wall. Sean dunked away. Yam's going to get there too. It's still kept up. UKY with one last chance. It's hit before. That could have gone in. All right, Orange almost fumbled the bag. Overtime, though, in game for the first OT we've had tonight, if I can remember correctly. And for RIT Orange, if they score here, it's match point.
Oh, just Chipmunk will block it. Oh my god, it's been a game of inches here. UKY 1 second away from taking it in regulation, but we'll be back into overtime now. Just saved by Chipmunk. We'll see RIT putting up some pressure now. It's Sean. Chipmunk has the defense.
Not a good touch. Not a good touch.
Oh!
It's in! One mistake ends game for Yam Superstar once again.
RIT 1 game away now from taking the ECAC Grand Finals against UKY Blue. They're up 3 in the series, and might be a little pressure, but UKY also feeling a lot of pressure themselves. They've got no lifeline left. It's just going to be this one game, and they're down 2.
Man, what a glow up for Yam. He saved RIT Orange. Let's be realistic about this game. That was UKY's Blues game to win. Yam saved RIT Orange. I'm looking back at this game and thinking, there's no reason RIT Orange should have won. They got beaten. UKY Blue, by the end of this game, consistently held them back. And you even saw when RIT Orange went to offense, they oftentimes kept one player so far back. They were so nervous about UKY Blue's offense. Yam saved them a couple times there. Don't rely on that to be every single game, but Yam saved them here. He's given them that chance. They're up 3-1. They have now 3 chances at most to take the grand finals. It's not over yet, but if RIT Orange can pull things together, put this game behind them, accept, and not think about the pressure, they have a really good chance at winning the whole thing.
Yeah, we'll look to see how they adjust. There was actually, they not only saved by Yam, but they were saved by the timer at the top. There was just a second left before Spence had that goal. That's really tough for UKY. I'm sure they might be a little bit tilted about that one, but we'll go ahead and get into the next game. RIT looking to take one more game and crown themselves the champions of ECAC here against UKY.
For a team in RIT Orange and that hasn't had a great playoff success this year, it feels refreshing for them, I'm certain, to get into a league and actually dominate in a way. I mean, they've had a perfect season so far. 6-0 through the regular season. 28-9 in games as well in their favor. They have been so good, and yet they still have a lot of room to go. This is not easy. By the way, I said 28. I think it's 24-9. My apologies. As well, I just thought about it. If they've won all 6 series and they've won 4 games in each series, it's definitely not 28. It's 24-9 for them here. But they've had their wins as well through playoffs. UD Academy, University of Delaware first. Then it was Huniata. That itself was a huge shock, I think, to a lot of people as well, with just how close that series was going to be. Now in the grand finals against an old nemesis in UKY Blue. Can it be a perfect 9-0 in all matchups and a championship here? One win will determine it for them. Win here, they're champions. Lose, they've got a couple extra lives, but the start of the comeback for UKY is upon us.
Yeah, RIT working so hard to get here through the season and through these playoffs. Got to give it to UKY as well, though. They're still in this game, and they've also had their fair share of hardships coming to playoffs. And we'll go ahead and get into Game 5. Can RIT take this right now? Their
chances have been numerous. Now they have the chance to be the very best in ECAC. Yam has been a standout performer for certain. We talked about how we needed to see him. He's been involved. Here goes Chipmunk the other way. He's been quiet comparatively for UKY Blue. We've said a lot about him early in the series when UKY was looking at their best. He has been quieter by comparison. You've seen a shift where Cruz has really taken center stage in the shooting for University of Kentucky. Who will show up now when the time calls for it? The ultimate pressure for UKY Blue. Yam, midfield, looking for Sean. This will be played off the side wall, in for Jakob. Not a great first touch, he'll need some support. In goes Sean as well. Reminder, his last series for RIT Orange and for RIT Esports, so what a way it would be to end his long career with RIT Esports with a championship victory. I'm sure he's not thinking about it right now, Sean, but boy, he'd love it as he looks for the infield pass. Not taken, not made, and here goes UKY. Cruz, he's a scary player for certain!
Oh!
Flicked off the crossbar! RIT Orange still with minimal resources. Jakob, Jan, and Sean all with nothing right now. Spence, cleared away by Yam. Sean now just sends it away. He'll play for the challenge on Chipmunk. Not getting it, but he actually succeeds there. All he needs is to give his teammates time to recover, to get the resources, to get the boost back, and now they're in position to play another round of defense.
Yeah, a bit of clutch play there from RIT. Looking at a tough spot defensively, but they will be able to get it out and put some offensive pressure up now here. Going to be Sean moving back. In the air from Yam. As we move to 3 minutes 15 with no goals. On RIT's side now, UKY looking to put a bit of offensive pressure up. Here's Cruiser. He's been probably the biggest offensive asset right now for UKY, but not really able to find anything in that spot exactly. So we'll move back towards the UKY side. There's a demo.
That almost went in. I thought Yam had it there as well. This first goal, whoever gets it's going to be an absolutely huge momentum shift. We have gone a very long time without any, now over 2 minutes. As Jakob to Yam. Off the corner, Sean cannot go, and it will be cleared away. Spence. He's going to get it through Sean there, but push to the back wall. Yam will get the save. Jakob will have to choose to wait. This is a musty flick for UKY. Not going to send the pass in field. Yam looking for his chance. If Spence doesn't get there, that's a goal the other way. And RIT will send it away again. Miss there from Spence. Chipmunk now. Yam takes it off his hood. Still no support. RIT Orange just don't feel confident enough in this game to send more than one player upfield to each chance. They don't want to play aggressive. They don't want to play over-aggressive. They need their chance. Here is Yam. Not enough on it. Cruz is there. Jakob now. Spence to clear it away. Now only 2 minutes left in this game. RIT still hold the offensive control as it's Yam. Spence saves. He'll have the ball as well. Double commit for RIT. Sean takes it. Team captain, what can he do here? It will be sent away. He won't get anything done. And RIT Orange back to defense. Once more. Still no goals scored. Somebody will break the deadlock. It just depends now who and when.
There's going to be so much pressure taken off the shoulders of whichever team scores first here. Moving into the 1 minute 30 mark with no goals. We're going to be on the RIT side right now. Chipmunk looking for something.
Oh,
getting bumped. Here's Cruiser in the air. Not really able to find anything much. So we'll be back with RIT's offense.
Will be Spence, Jakob, and RIT again. It's Yam off the back wall. He's looking for another fake. We've seen him do this before to great success. Jakob couldn't get the extra flip, and Sean will go backtracking. Cruiser is not going to leave him here, and RIT Orange, really not a fun position to be in right now. Those kind of attacks can be deadly. Oh. Everybody jumping for that one on RIT. The nerves definitely showing themselves, but they've kept the goal out for now. That's all that matters. Yam plays it for Sean. Cruz trying to get through Jakob. Instead, Jakob will go right through him. It's Yam up the field. There's a chance. Chipmunk. He doesn't have the boost. Jakob to Sean. It's kept above the crossbar. UKY looking for a chance here themselves. Chipmunk not going to threaten RIT Orange. Overtime may be needed here for Game 4 like it was needed for Game 5 like it was needed for Game 4. Sean not able to get much on that thing. RIT Orange really held back, holding things down. It's a shot on target. That's just a little high. No follow-up for Chipmunk. That could have been the goal to end this game. Jakob low on boost. Sean needs to clear it out. It won't go far. Cruz. Yam just needs it gone. RIT Orange are going to keep it up with Jakob. He's in the corner, but it will not be a chance. Overtime for a second game in a row. And for RIT Orange, now here's their chance. One goal will win the tournament.
A little bit of a breather, but now RIT looking just need one goal. It's going to be Yam, not really able to find anything there. So moving into overtime, just one, whoever scores first here. And we're going to be on the RIT offensive side. We're playing a lot of defensive before the overtime went in, but have a little bit of a pressure here right now. Jakob looking for his chance here. Not really able to find a great spot.
What a touch, though. Will be up for Sean. 30 seconds passed. Still no closer to a championship decided. Spence. Off the side wall. Just trying to outplay a couple players on RIT. He won't get through. In goes Sean. Here's his chance. But saved away by a flying Cruz. And here goes Spence. Will be played by Yam. Chipmunk. Not enough boost to go. RIT Orange have done a great job at limiting UKY's options. As Jakob now. Chipmunk. Sean. Yam's up. He's got an answer. Where does he go? It's off the back wall, and it's kept away by Cruz. Yam's still on it. He'll play on Spence. Bumps him out. Sean. Chance. Immediately sent away. Spence never left. And RIT, well, they haven't left either. Still, they get some chances. It's Yam. Not a chance there. UKY Blue have had enough resources to get the save, but for how long can they keep doing this?
RIT have so much pressure. UKY haven't really been able to get it on the other side. We'll see Spence maybe moving it back, but Sean is here. We'll see what he can do about this. Gonna go ahead and get off the back wall. Chipmunk should be there to take that. He's actually going to get demoed, and now RIT have a good chance here on the side. Cruiser not able to find anything, and let's see what Sean doesn't quite hit it. Moving into 2 minutes now towards the overtime. Yam in the air, no chance there.
How many shots have RIT Orange had this game? It has to be double digits at this point. They've had so many plays on net. They are just making UKY Blue suffer, but they haven't ended it here. Sean! That was his chance. Cruz has the boost for it, though. UKY Blue have done a good job at holding on for now. Yam. Oh, what a terrible touch. It's Chipmunk, though, who will just send it away and get rid of all the pressure. Sean, around one. It's Spence, still not out of the half. RIT Orange are going to have more offense to work with as Jakob will lay low here and sit back. Maybe another chance for Orange. It's Yam. Jakob won't get there. Chipmunk taken back by Sean. Pinched away as well. Up goes Cruz and UKY. Now it feels like they've got their chances. What can they do? So far, it hasn't been anything. They're just waiting upfield. But RIT Orange are just not willing to make mistakes just yet. They aren't willing to give things away, and it really feels like it's going to come down to who makes an error. Neither of these teams are really playing all that super aggressively. A mistake feels like what will end it. UKY still not breaking through. In goes Spence. He's one-on-one, and Jakob punts the ball the other way. No chances for UKY anymore.
Yeah, both teams just don't want to lose here. They're playing as much defense as they can, and we're going to be, once again, UKY having a little bit of pressure now. See how they move here. Sean can't find the jump, but Cruiser keeping it out.
Spence again. Yam. And I want to ask you, you've been in this kind of position before, I'm certain, in your games as well. In your games, what's it like to be in an overtime in a situation where the game just keeps going on and on, where nobody can end it, where nobody wants to lose? What is it like to be in this situation? Because you know the kind of pressure these players are feeling. What is it, if you could talk to the RIT Orange players, what would you tell them now, how to combat this pressure?
I'd say you just have to keep the comms up. The comms are the hardest part to keep in these overtime games. It's so tough, but you're having so much fun, and it's just so much pressure at the same time. So got to keep the comms up and just keep playing your game. Don't try and make some cheap play. You just have to keep playing as solid as you can for as long as possible. It's gonna get tiring. It's gonna get exhausting, but you have to do it. We're looking at 4 minutes now with no score, and both teams trying to either keep this going or end it right here. It's going to be RIT looking for some offense. So here, Jakob in the air. Sean has a chance. Doesn't hit the hit. Jakob trying to keep it in the right spot. Cruz moving it away towards the RIT side. Not really able to find a good spot for it. See, Yam should be in the right spot here. Yeah, in the air. Keeping it towards the UKY side. Great bit of jump.
Sean ends his career with a championship. RIT wins ECAC. And what a way to end it. Sean, his last game on the team. His last game of RIT Esports. A 4+ minute overtime. Well, there's no better way to end it. What a career and what a way to end the night. End your career and end it as the very best.
I want to be in their voice comms right now to hear what's going on. Sean, I'm sure absolutely delighted. What a beautiful shot to end it. 5 minutes in the overtime. RIT going to take it against UKY Blue for ECAC. Wow. Oh my goodness.
You were talking all about the pressure. I was going to mention how so often we see, pressure games go as long as they need to go and go longer than expected. That was a long overtime, 4+ minutes. All it took was one breakdown, though. One. I was going to mention as well how the 1v2s might be what wins it here, right. The way that RIT was playing. You saw the midfield pass. I think it was Jakob who had that play. He got past 2 players. Sean was one-on-one. One-on-one, you can score on those plays, and Sean does it. I was also going to mention as well how good of a storyline it would be if Sean got that winning goal. He gets it. It feels like this game could not have ended any better and in any more storybook fashion. What a night for RIT Orange, champions of ECAC, but more importantly, what a career for Sean. Here, he's been here for a good couple years. He's been captain of RIT Orange for a good couple years of his own as well. He's been captain longer than I've been here as well. RIT Orange as a team is known to not win a lot of championships. Typically speaking, it's tough for them because they're in the toughest divisions, because they're in divisions against teams that are usually so much better than they can be. This season, adding in Jakob, making a change, seeing what would happen in Spring Split, now being able to improve to set that play style, and you see what it does. It makes a whole lot of difference. ECAC 9-0 in all matchups, and a championship here, a series-winning goal for Sean. You said it. I can't imagine what they're feeling, but for Sean, not only has he got to be feeling some relief knowing that overtime is over, he's got to be now feeling very reminiscent, because that means that is the end for his RIT Esports career. It's over now for him. There's nothing more for him in the future. There's nothing waiting for him. Well, he gets to win on a championship. It's got to be bittersweet, though, that he has to leave, on a championship like this, and he doesn't get any more seasons to prove himself.
Yeah, really a great night for Sean. I got to talk Sean all great all night, but I also got to give shout outs to his teammates Jan and Jakob, really picking it up after that first game, get that adjustment. So great night from all the RIT Orange players, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was a great night here. I don't know if we can talk with Sean or any of the RIT Orange players. I'd love to do so, but I wish we could. I really wish we could talk to them. I would love to see what it's like, especially for Sean, considering just how, considering that's his last game as well. But man, I would love to stay here forever. It's been a rainy night. It's been a difficult night to get here to begin with. It's been like the worst weather possible out there, but into here, it's been enjoyable. And it's been ECAC there for RIT Orange. There's still more playoffs happening, by the way. RIT Violet's playing their series right now. PCL is still ongoing. This is not the end of RIT Orange in playoffs. We may have more championships and more trophies to hand out. But for RIT Orange, that ends their spring semester. Champions of ECAC. Congratulations to Jakob, to Yam, and to Sean on an amazing career. We're going to close things up now. We've been here long enough. We've talked enough about RIT Orange. Is there anything else you want to say? Anything else you want to kind of clear up before we end off the night, before we close things out?
Yeah, great from RIT, but I also want to give shout outs to UKY. UKY as well. Great night of play from them. A couple issues, but overall, pretty great, especially that first round, playing really great defensively. So big shout outs to them to making it here. It's never fun to get a silver, but still a lot of great work from them.
Yeah, I really feel like that game for you was not that game for you. The game 4 was really the pivot game for them. They were the better team in that game. If they'd won that game 4, who knows where we'd be now? We'd at least be in game 6, but it could go very differently. But we don't have to think about it anymore. It is confirmed. RIT Orange, champions of ECAC Spring 2026. I'm Somebody FC. Joining me here was Puppet. Thank you to Adam Blue Crystal for production. And to all of you who've been watching us this season, RIT Esports Rocket League isn't done, but for RIT Orange, their spring semester is done. Congratulations to Yam, to Jakob, and to Sean on the championship, and to Sean especially for an amazing career. Thank you all so much for watching here. Thank you so much for joining RIT Esports tonight on this rainy Thursday evening to watch RIT Orange. Have a great night. Congratulations to RIT Orange on a championship well deserved. And again, once more, thank you all of you for joining.